making my way through Costco. Low prices pass. Something words to a song. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Yeah, buddy. What's up, y'all? We are heading back from Costco right now. Just picked up the last few essentials. We were actually at Costco yesterday, but they didn't have the legendary 95% lean, 5% fat beef log that I so love. So we headed to another Costco, and sure enough, they had it. Now, in case you are just here for the meditation, you can skip through this whole card talk, and I'm going to do a meditation right after this. So that being said, we are en route. Like I said, picked up the beef log that we love to get, and then we also got a few other essentials. We got, I think it was like hot sauce, marinara sauce, what else? Picked up some Celcii, to be exact. But that being said, not much to this trip. We did the bulk of our shopping yesterday, right after we hit those chest and shoulders. But for this Transcendental Meditation, I am especially hyped for it because this morning, when I was getting into the meditation, it was a lot easier to do it because with the mantras being personalized to me, it was just a lot easier to concentrate. And it was easier because it was more fun. Before, I was talking to my lady about this, before I would do the mantras, and they were, they were general run-of-the-mill type Transcendental Meditation mantras, so they weren't personalized to me. And the issue with these was I felt like I was forcing it. I felt like it was, almost like my toughest workouts where I'm, like forcing my way through it. Like the only time that ever happens is if I'm extremely tired or sick, honestly. I would say more so just sick, because even if I'm tired, I'm still enjoying the workouts to a certain extent. But for the meditation that I was doing this morning, these personalized mantras, it was a lot easier to get into the flow of it because I wanted to get into the flow of it. It was just fun. And I always talk about simplicity. I always talk about making sure that your workouts are simple, your meditation is simple, but it's also, man, I gotta be in that lane. Woo! There we go. Oh man, that was freaking close. I thought there were 2 lanes to get onto this freeway, but I guess not. So, I always talk about simplicity. I always preach about how you always want to make everything simple yet personalized to you. And I was kind of falling short of that on these transcendental meditations that I was doing before because they weren't personalized to me. It's not a matter of if I was doing them, I was just doing them, they were a little too run-of-the-mill. But that being said, now that they're personalized, it is a lot easier to get into them because I'm having fun. Like it's just, it kind of does the work for me. And the mantras before, they were generalized, but they were also a little too short to where, like, I was inhaling, repeating myself the mantra so on the inhale, and then hum on the exhale. And while that was fine and dandy and it worked to an extent, I still was thinking quite a bit. Like I wasn't completely focused on the meditation. Now with these, the inhale is the mantra that I use for the inhale is a little bit longer. So it's Shaamaaya, and then on the exhale it's Virei Om. So with these two now, it's a little bit longer, but it keeps my attention a lot more than it would with the other mantras. And I'm grateful for that, because the more that I can just focus on the mantra, the better effects I'm going to get from the meditation. So that's just, it's the same thing with with your training program. I mean, if you have 1 hour to do a training session, wouldn't you want that training session to be completely catered to you so you can make the most of your time and maximize your gains? It's the same thing with this meditation. I mean, I'm maximizing the mental gains that you get from it just from having the right mantra for me. And it's almost like it was so fun to do these mantras that I just didn't want to think about anything else. Like, nothing was pulling me away because those mantras were so fun to do. And that, I think, is the pinnacle of concentration. Like you want to make it fun. You don't want anything that you're gonna feel like you're forcing it. You're feeling like it's a chore, because at that point, I mean, you're not going to be able to sustain it. It's almost like being on a diet that is extremely grueling. Like the only time I've ever had that is, those last, for some weeks in prep. But I mean, that's all for a purpose. I mean, bodybuilding prep is a totally other beast, because whether you like it or not, I mean, obviously you want to make it at least a little enjoyable, but I mean, you have a goal in mind, so you're going to follow through with it if you want to win. So, I mean, that's one of the only exceptions where the diet can be a little bit grueling, but for something that you're doing every day, twice a day, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening, you want to make it fun, because that's going to keep your attention. I mean, the concentrating is going to be a lot easier to do in the long run. And then it's also that form of play and that form of fun is going to spill over to these other things in your life. Like you're going to want to concentrate on the things that were tough to concentrate on before. Like for me, man, reading has always been tough for me. Like even ever since I was a kid, like just reading and comprehension, extremely tough. It was just tough for me to not only sustain my attention in the actual reading, but it was also tough to summarize what I had just read. Like to read something and then be like, this is what it was about. Like that was extremely tough for me. And so now I go into, now that I've started this form of meditation, and granted, I've only been doing this since this morning, so this is extremely new to me, but ever since I've been doing this form of meditation, it's been a lot easier to sustain my attention on other things. And so I think that is almost like the holy grail, so to speak. That's like, if you can make anything in your life fun, especially the things that you have goals about, like let's say you want to be an astronaut. Really tough thing to achieve. I mean, you got to go through years of training. It's extremely dangerous out in the field, or I should say out in space. But if you want to do that for a long period of time and actually enjoy it, you got to make it fun. I mean, there's no way around that. And so with this form of personalizing your mantra to you, I mean, that's oh man, I am low on gas. That's going to help out a lot. That's all I'm trying to say. So I will have in the description below the prompt that you can put into ChatGPT. All you do, plug it in, answer the questions that I have on there, and then it'll personalize it for you. And so my whole goal with this is to not only, get a little more concentrated, have a little more fun with it in the process, but also make it fun for y'all to concentrate and achieve your goals in the most fun way possible. Because if it's fun, then it's effortless. I mean, think about your favorite thing to do in a day. You wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't fun. So that being said, that is why I'm doing this form of meditation, and that's why I'm having this prompt for y'all in the description below. But anyways, I really have nothing to add to that, but enjoy what I do for meditation. It's a quick 20 minutes. This is going to be my evening meditation, but I hope y'all enjoy. All right. So I apologize for the lighting, but welcome to my backyard. It's under a little bit of construction right now, but it's not going to stop us from getting a meditation in. So usually how I set this up is I have my meditation cushion, boom. You can find super cheap ones on Amazon. And got my yoga mat, same thing. And that's about it. That's all I really take out here. But that being said, let's freaking get into this. So 20 minutes. I'm gonna cut this clip and then we'll get into it, but that's about it. I mean, you have your 20 minutes and then you just chill. And if you want to follow along with this transcendental meditation, but a personalized transcendental meditation mantra for yourself, I put in the description below a prompt that you can put into ChatGPT, and then all you got to do is just put the prompt in with your answers to the responses, and you're all set to go. You'll have your own personalized meditation mantra for the inhale and for the exhale. Now, I'll have you pause the video right now. If you want, you can go plug that into ChatGPT, and I'll meet you back here, and we can meditate together. All right. I set the timer for 21 minutes to make sure that we have enough time to get into the proper position, but we got our meditation mantras. Let's begin. Oh, and just full disclaimer, I might be laughing at some point in this meditation because it feels so good. So, just to let you know. Alright. Woo. My left leg is asleep. Oh man, we gotta camp out here for a second, but that is, well, 1 second, sorry. I usually do something to close for the Transcendental Meditation, so let's do that real quick. First, I usually just sit here, practice the mantra a few more times after the timer, and then you'll see what I do after that. Alright, that is Transcendental Meditation that I do once in the morning and once in the evening if I'm lucky. So this would be the ideal day to do it twice, once in the morning and once in the evening. So I don't know, not much to add to all of that. Make sure my microphone's still on. Awesome, on the right track. But man, I kind of went in there. It was pretty cool. You know, you get into this extremely relaxed state when you do this, like more relaxed than any other state. I mean, I'd even argue maybe even during sleep. I mean, they've even showed this in a few different studies. I don't know if it's completely true for everyone, but they've showed that with Transcendental Meditation in particular, people who've gone through the official program, they've had more delta waves, or like the brain waves that you have when you're sleeping. They've had more of those in a Transcendental Meditation than even while they're sleeping. So it's pretty cool. I gotta double check those studies, but I believe it is possible to get into an even deeper state of rest here than you would while sleeping. So that being said, that is all I have for right now. What do we got to do now? I got to prep for tomorrow. We got work pretty early, and oh yeah, we're hitting back and arms tomorrow, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But that being said, we're first going to wake up, do our first Transcendental Meditation of the day, and then go get it started. It's nice because it's a good reset throughout the day. I suggest doing like if you're doing Transcendental Meditation in particular, I suggest doing it once in the morning and then having like at least like a 6-hour period before you do your second one for the best effects. So not much else to add there, but I'll see y'all tomorrow for some back and arms. Thank you for being here today.